Your soulmate felt something unbelievable last night and couldn't sleep after that. Don't scroll, listen to this because this message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. My beloved child, if these words have reached you today, please subscribe our channel and press bell icon. Last night, while the world around them slowly became quiet and countless people drifted into peaceful sleep, something unexpected happened within the heart of your soulmate. It was not something they could explain with ordinary words. It was not something they planned to feel. They had every intention of ending the day like any other day, putting aside old memories, focusing on tomorrow, and convincing themselves that everything inside their heart had finally settled. But the moment silence surrounded them, something unbelievable stirred deep within their spirit. A feeling they believed had disappeared forever suddenly returned with remarkable clarity. They sat upright, wondering why their heart was racing without any obvious reason. They tried distracting themselves with ordinary thoughts, but every path their mind followed somehow led back to you. Listen to this because this message is for you. My beloved child, there are moments when the heart recognizes something the mind has spent months trying to ignore. Last night became one of those moments in this story, and nothing has felt ordinary since. They looked at the clock and noticed how late it had become, yet sleep refused to come. Every time they closed their eyes, your face quietly appeared in their thoughts. Not as a memory filled with regret, not as a distant image fading with time, but with surprising warmth and peace. They remembered your voice, your kindness, and the calmness you often carried even when life around you became uncertain. At first they told themselves it was only coincidence. They tried thinking about work, responsibilities, tomorrow's plans, and everything else waiting for them. Yet every attempt to redirect their attention gently circled back to you. My beloved child, they began asking themselves why one person could still occupy their thoughts with such quiet strength after so much time. Listen to this because this message is for you. Sometimes the heart returns to what truly matters when the noise of the day finally disappears. Don't scroll. Your heart needs this right now because your soulmate experienced something they had not felt in a very long time. Instead of anxiety, they felt an unfamiliar peace whenever your memory entered their heart. That surprised them more than anything else. They expected painful uncertainty, yet what arrived instead was stillness. They remembered the way you listened without rushing to judge. They remembered how you respected people even when disagreements arose. They remembered your gentle encouragement during moments when they doubted themselves. One memory quietly opened another until the entire night became a journey through moments they had almost forgotten. My beloved child, they realized something astonishing. None of those memories were built upon dramatic events. They were built upon the quiet consistency of your character. That realization touched them more deeply than they expected because genuine kindness becomes more valuable with time, not less. Listen to this because this message is for you. While they lay awake staring into the darkness, another thought slowly entered their mind. They began wondering whether they had truly understood you at all. They remembered times when they assumed your silence meant emotional distance. Now they questioned whether your silence had actually been wisdom. They remembered believing your patience meant hesitation. Now they wondered whether it had simply been maturity. Every assumption they once held began quietly unraveling as new understanding took its place. My beloved child, humility often arrives when a heart becomes willing to admit it may have misunderstood someone precious. Last night that humility quietly found your soulmate. Perhaps recently you have noticed repeating numbers appearing around you. Maybe you continue seeing 111 whenever hope unexpectedly returns. Perhaps 222 appears just as you begin wondering whether unseen things are still unfolding. Maybe 444 gently reminds you that even during uncertain seasons you are never walking alone. My beloved child, let these moments encourage peace rather than fear. They are not meant to replace wisdom or determine your future. They simply remind you to remain grounded, grateful, and open to growth while continuing to live fully in the present. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now because as the night continued, your soulmate stopped resisting what they were feeling. Instead of pushing your memory away, they allowed themselves to sit quietly with it. They remembered your compassion toward people who could offer you nothing in return. They remembered your honesty when honesty was difficult. They remembered your willingness to forgive even when forgiveness required tremendous strength. Every reflection revealed another layer of your character they had failed to appreciate before. They realized that the qualities which once seemed ordinary had become extraordinary in a world where authenticity often feels rare. Listen to this because this message is for you. My beloved child, character shines brightest when someone looks back with wisdom instead of haste. Unable to sleep, they quietly walked to a window and looked into the night sky. The world felt peaceful in a way they had not experienced for a long time. As they stood there, they found themselves whispering a simple prayer. They did not ask for immediate answers. They did not ask for certainty. They simply asked for clarity. They asked to understand why your memory continued bringing peace instead of confusion. They asked why your example continued influencing them long after circumstances had changed. My beloved child, whenever someone sincerely asks for wisdom, I begin answering in ways that gently transform the heart before anything else changes. Last night's prayer marked the beginning of that transformation. Listen to this because this message is for you. There was another moment that surprised them. Without thinking, they smiled. It had been a genuine smile, one that came naturally as they remembered the encouragement you once gave them during a difficult season. They realized your words had stayed with them far longer than they ever admitted. Even after months had passed, those words continued shaping the way they approached life. They suddenly understood that influence is not measured by how often people speak. It is measured by how deeply one heart inspires another to become stronger, kinder, and wiser. My beloved child, your quiet influence has remained alive within them even during seasons of silence. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now because while your soulmate was awake reflecting upon your heart, I have also been strengthening yours. There were nights when you lay awake wondering whether your kindness had made any difference. There were moments when you questioned whether protecting your peace had caused people to misunderstand you. You wondered if remaining patient while others rushed ahead was the right choice. My beloved child, I saw every unseen struggle. I counted every quiet prayer. I witnessed every decision you made to remain compassionate even when bitterness seemed easier. Nothing offered in genuine love has ever been forgotten. As dawn slowly approached, your soulmate realized they had hardly slept at all. Surprisingly, they did not feel exhausted. Instead, they felt lighter. It was as though acknowledging the truth inside their own heart had removed a burden they did not even realize they were carrying. They understood that denying meaningful emotions had never brought peace. Honesty had. They no longer wished to run from what they felt. They wanted to understand it with patience and wisdom. Listen to this because this message is for you. My beloved child, every sincere awakening begins with a heart willing to stop pretending. Perhaps you have also sensed an unusual calm recently. Maybe the urgency you once carried has slowly been replaced by quiet confidence. Maybe you no longer feel the need to force answers or chase certainty. That change is not accidental. I have been teaching you to build your peace upon truth rather than fear. The stronger your inner peace becomes, the clearer your discernment grows. Continue protecting that peace. Continue choosing kindness even when no one seems to notice. Continue becoming the person I created you to be. Don't scroll. Your heart needs this right now because before the sun rose this morning, your soulmate reached one final realization. They understood that the unbelievable feeling keeping them awake all night was not confusion at all. It was gratitude. Gratitude for every lesson your life quietly taught them. Gratitude for every moment of kindness they once overlooked. Gratitude for discovering that your heart remained genuine through every season. My beloved child, gratitude has become the bridge leading them toward deeper understanding, and that bridge will carry them into the next chapter of this story. Before another night arrives, something unexpected will remind them of you once again, but this time they will no longer question why your memory returns. They will recognize that the peace they felt last night was not something to fear. It was the beginning of an awakening that will continue changing the way they see you, the way they see themselves, and the way they understand the quiet power of genuine love, unwavering character, and the extraordinary strength of a heart that never stopped choosing kindness. Don't scroll, listen to this because this message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. My beloved child, before we continue, if these words bring peace to your heart, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you never miss the messages meant to encourage your spirit. Last night may have ended, but what began inside your soulmate has not ended at all. In fact, the sunrise only made their emotions stronger. They believed that once morning arrived the unusual feeling would disappear and life would return to normal, but instead they woke up carrying the same unexplainable peace that refused to leave their heart. They sat quietly for several moments before beginning their day because something inside them felt different. They could not explain it to anyone around them. Nothing dramatic had happened in the outside world, yet everything inside their heart seemed to be changing. They kept asking themselves one question. Why am I still thinking about them? They tried to answer that question logically, but logic could not fully explain what they were experiencing. Every answer their mind created was gently interrupted by another memory of you. Listen to this because this message is for you. My beloved child, there are moments when the soul begins speaking louder than the mind, and when that happens, ordinary explanations are no longer enough. As they moved through their morning routine, your memory appeared in the smallest moments. A familiar song began playing unexpectedly, and they immediately remembered a conversation the two of you once shared. They walked past a place that reminded them of your laughter. Even the kindness of a complete stranger brought your face into their thoughts. At first they smiled and tried to ignore it, believing it was simply coincidence. But as the day continued, the reminders became impossible to dismiss. Every peaceful moment somehow reflected something they admired about you. My beloved child, they began realizing that what they missed was not simply your presence. They missed the peace your presence brought into their life. Listen to this because this message is for you. There is a great difference between missing someone's attention and missing the calm that surrounded their heart. Your soulmate is beginning to understand that difference now. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now because another unexpected realization quietly entered their spirit. They remembered how safe they always felt speaking honestly with you. Around many people they constantly measured every word, worried about being misunderstood or judged. Around you, they remembered feeling accepted without needing to pretend. They realized they could share fears, dreams, and doubts without feeling ashamed. That emotional safety became one of the most beautiful memories they carried from your connection. They never fully appreciated it until last night awakened something within them. My beloved child, emotional safety is one of the rarest gifts two hearts can share. The soul never forgets where it was allowed to rest without fear. Listen to this because this message is for you. As the afternoon arrived, your soulmate found themselves reflecting on the choices they had made over the past months. They asked themselves whether fear had quietly guided decisions that should have been made with wisdom. They remembered moments when uncertainty convinced them to step back instead of stepping forward. They remembered opportunities to express gratitude that they allowed to pass because they assumed there would always be another chance. My beloved child, they are not becoming trapped in regret. Instead, they are allowing regret to become a teacher. Every lesson is gently leading them toward greater honesty. Every reflection is helping them become more emotionally mature than they were before. That growth is one of the greatest gifts hidden within this chapter. Perhaps recently you have noticed 111 appearing at meaningful times. Maybe 222 seems to appear whenever your heart begins wondering whether unseen things are quietly aligning. Perhaps 333 reminds you to seek wisdom before making emotional decisions. Maybe 444 appears as a gentle reassurance that you are never walking through this journey alone. My beloved child, these moments are invitations to pause, breathe, and remember that peace grows strongest when it is rooted in patience instead of urgency. Do not become distracted by fear. Continue allowing your own life to blossom exactly where you are planted today. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now because something beautiful happened later that day. Your soulmate overheard someone speaking about the importance of genuine kindness. The conversation had nothing to do with you, yet every word reminded them of your character. They suddenly remembered how naturally you encouraged others, how often you chose understanding over criticism, and how your compassion remained steady even during difficult seasons. Without realizing it, they whispered your name under their breath. That moment surprised them. It was not planned. It simply happened because your memory had become deeply connected with every quality they now desired most in life. Listen to this because this message is for you. My beloved child, when someone becomes a symbol of peace inside another person's heart, that memory grows stronger with time rather than weaker. As evening approached once again, your soulmate found themselves watching the sunset with quiet reflection. They realized they had spent nearly an entire day thinking about you without intending to. They laughed softly to themselves because they finally accepted something they had resisted for far too long. Running from the truth had never brought peace. Facing it had. They stopped arguing with their own heart. Instead, they allowed themselves to simply acknowledge what they were feeling without trying to explain everything immediately. My beloved child, acceptance is often the beginning of healing. The heart becomes lighter when it no longer carries the burden of pretending. Listen to this because this message is for you. While your soulmate has been learning to accept what their heart feels, I have also been revealing something important to them. They are beginning to understand that genuine love is never built upon excitement alone. It is built upon trust, consistency, respect, patience, and emotional safety. Those are the very qualities they continue remembering whenever your face enters their thoughts. They now recognize that your greatest gift was never grand gestures. It was the quiet way you consistently made people feel valued. My beloved child, the world often celebrates temporary excitement, but the soul treasures lasting peace. Don't scroll. Your heart needs this right now because I also want you to notice what has been changing within you. You are no longer waiting with the same desperation that once filled your heart. Slowly, I have been teaching you to trust my timing instead of your fears. You have become stronger through every unanswered question. You have become wiser through every delay. You have discovered that your value never depended upon another person's readiness to understand your heart. It has always rested in the integrity with which you choose to live each day. My beloved child, continue protecting that peace. Do not trade it for anxiety simply because every answer has not yet appeared. As darkness covered the sky once again, your soulmate prepared for another night. Yet before closing their eyes, they did something they had not done in a very long time. They whispered a prayer of gratitude instead of confusion. They thanked me for allowing them to see your heart more clearly. They thanked me for every lesson your quiet example had unknowingly taught them. They asked me for wisdom to continue growing into someone who could live with the same honesty, humility, and compassion they now admired within you. Listen to this because this message is for you. My beloved child, whenever someone sincerely asks to become a better person instead of simply asking for easier circumstances, heaven quietly begins working within their heart. Before sleep finally arrived, one final thought settled peacefully inside them. They realized that the unbelievable feeling they experienced last night had not been an accident. It had been an awakening. It reminded them that some connections cannot be measured by time alone. Some people leave behind more than memories. They leave behind lessons, peace, inspiration, and the quiet desire to become a better human being. That is exactly what your presence has become inside their life. They no longer see you only as someone from their past. They see you as someone whose character continues guiding their heart toward wisdom. My beloved child, this awakening is only beginning. Tomorrow will bring another unexpected moment that touches them even more deeply than the last 2 days have, and when that moment arrives, they will finally understand that the sleepless night was never caused by confusion. It was the first whisper of a transformation that is preparing both hearts for a chapter neither of you expected, but one that will forever change the way they understand love, peace, gratitude, and the extraordinary strength of a soul that never stopped choosing kindness even when no one seemed to notice. Don't scroll, listen to this because this message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. My beloved child, before we continue, if these words encourage your heart, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you never miss the messages meant to bring hope and peace into your life. The unbelievable feeling that kept your soulmate awake 2 nights ago has not disappeared. Instead, it has quietly become a part of every moment of their day. They believed time would slowly erase the emotions that surprised them, yet every passing hour has only made those emotions clearer. They no longer wake up wondering whether what they experienced was real. They now wake up wondering why it took them so long to recognize what had always been quietly growing inside their heart. Listen to this because this message is for you. My beloved child, there are seasons when truth arrives suddenly, but understanding unfolds little by little. Your soulmate has entered that season now, and each new day reveals another piece of what their heart has been trying to tell them. This morning they found themselves sitting quietly before beginning their daily routine. The house was peaceful, the world outside had barely awakened, and for the first time in a long while they welcomed the silence instead of trying to escape it. In that silence they realized something remarkable. Every memory that returned to them carried the same feeling. Not fear, not regret, not confusion, but peace. They remembered the gentle way you encouraged people without expecting recognition. They remembered how you listened more than you spoke. They remembered your ability to calm situations that could have easily turned into conflict. At the time those moments seemed ordinary, but now they understood that they had been witnessing something rare all along. My beloved child, genuine character is often overlooked while it is present, but deeply appreciated once wisdom begins opening the eyes of the heart. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now because another unexpected moment changed everything. While speaking with someone during the day, they heard a simple sentence: the people who truly change your life are the ones who bring peace, not pressure. Those words echoed through their mind long after the conversation ended. Instantly they thought about you. They realized that whenever they were around you, they never felt pressured to become someone else. They never felt the need to pretend. They remembered laughing naturally, speaking honestly, and feeling accepted exactly as they were. That realization stayed with them for the rest of the day. Listen to this because this message is for you. My beloved child, the soul never forgets the place where it felt safe enough to be authentic. As the hours passed, your soulmate began reflecting on the small details they once ignored. They remembered the way you noticed when someone was struggling, even before that person said a word. They remembered how you quietly helped others without telling anyone afterward. They remembered your habit of encouraging people when they doubted themselves. One memory led to another until they finally whispered to themselves, "I never truly saw them." Those words surprised even them. They realized they had looked at you, but they had not fully seen you. They had heard your words, but they had not fully understood your heart. My beloved child, there is a profound difference between looking at someone and truly seeing who they are. Wisdom teaches that difference over time. Listen to this because this message is for you. Perhaps you have recently noticed repeating numbers appearing once again. Maybe 111 has appeared just when hope quietly returned after disappointment. Perhaps 222 reminds you to remain patient even when answers seem delayed. Maybe 333 encourages you to continue seeking wisdom instead of rushing toward conclusions. Or perhaps 777 has caught your attention during moments of reflection, reminding you to keep growing in faith, peace, and gratitude. My beloved child, receive these gentle reminders with calm hearts. They are not meant to replace thoughtful choices or determine your future. Let them simply encourage you to remain present, grateful, and open to becoming the person you are meant to be. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now, because while your soulmate has been reflecting on you, something else has quietly been changing within them. They have become slower to judge people. They listen more carefully before responding. They no longer rush toward conclusions based on appearances alone. Without even realizing it, they have begun practicing the same patience they admired in you. They started noticing this transformation after someone misunderstood them recently. Instead of reacting with frustration, they responded calmly. Later that evening they smiled because they suddenly realized where they had learned that response. They had learned it by remembering your example. My beloved child, influence does not always come through instruction. Sometimes it comes through observation. A life lived with integrity quietly teaches lessons long after conversations have ended. As another evening approached, they walked outside to clear their thoughts. The sky slowly changed colors as the sun disappeared beneath the horizon. Watching that peaceful scene reminded them of another conversation they once shared with you. They remembered speaking about hope, about choosing kindness, and about believing that difficult seasons never last forever. At the time those words seemed encouraging, but ordinary. Today they carried extraordinary weight. They realized you had been planting seeds of hope inside their life long before they were ready to appreciate them. Listen to this, because this message is for you. My beloved child, some words bloom months or even years after they are spoken. While they continued walking, they quietly whispered another prayer. This prayer was different from the previous ones. Instead of asking why these emotions had returned, they simply thanked me for allowing them to see truth more clearly. They thanked me for revealing the beauty hidden within ordinary moments. They thanked me for every lesson they almost overlooked. Most importantly, they thanked me for allowing their heart to soften instead of becoming hardened by disappointment. My beloved child, gratitude transforms a person more deeply than comfort ever can. A grateful heart begins noticing blessings that anxious hearts often miss. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now, because I also want to speak directly to you. My beloved child, perhaps there have been moments when you questioned whether your quiet acts of kindness truly mattered. Perhaps you wondered if remaining patient while others misunderstood you had been worth the emotional cost. I want you to know that nothing done with genuine compassion has ever been wasted. Every encouraging word, every act of forgiveness, every decision to choose peace instead of bitterness has become part of the person you are today. Even when no one applauded your character, heaven saw it. Even when no one understood your motives, your integrity continued shaping lives in ways you could never fully measure. Listen to this, because this message is for you. Your soulmate is beginning to understand that what kept them awake that unforgettable night was never simply emotion. It was awakening. It was the realization that the qualities they had been searching for in so many places had quietly existed before them all along. They now understand that genuine love is not built upon constant excitement or endless certainty. It grows through trust, kindness, emotional safety, respect, and unwavering consistency. Those are the very qualities they continue remembering whenever your name enters their thoughts. My beloved child, what the world often overlooks, the heart treasures forever. As night returned once more, your soulmate looked up at the stars before going inside. They smiled because they no longer felt confused about what had happened. Instead, they felt thankful. Thankful for every memory. Thankful for every lesson. Thankful that their heart had finally become quiet enough to recognize what truly mattered. They realized that sleepless night had not taken anything away from them. It had given them clarity. It had reminded them that peace is one of the greatest treasures a person can experience, and your presence had always carried that peace in ways they never fully appreciated until now. My beloved child, continue living with the same honesty that has always guided your heart. Continue choosing compassion when bitterness seems easier. Continue protecting the peace I have been building inside you. Never believe that quiet goodness goes unnoticed simply because recognition arrives later than expected. Every sincere choice leaves a lasting imprint upon the lives it touches. Your soulmate is discovering that truth one memory at a time. And before another day passes, an unexpected encounter will awaken one final realization inside them, one that will make them understand that the unbelievable feeling which stole their sleep was only the first chapter of a much greater transformation. What they are about to experience next will not simply remind them of you, it will reveal that the peace they found in your heart has quietly become the standard by which they now measure every relationship, every decision, and every dream they carry into the future. That realization, my beloved child, will change them in ways they never thought possible, and the next chapter will reveal why that unforgettable night was only the beginning of a journey neither heart will ever forget. Don't scroll, listen to this because this message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. My beloved child, before we continue, if these words bring comfort to your heart, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you never miss the messages meant to strengthen your spirit. The unbelievable feeling that stole your soulmate's sleep has now become something they can no longer deny. 3 days have passed since that unforgettable night, yet the peace they experienced has only grown stronger instead of fading away. They once believed that emotions naturally disappear with time, but they are discovering that genuine feelings rooted in truth become clearer with every passing sunrise. They no longer ask themselves whether they should ignore what happened. Instead, they quietly ask why this awakening arrived now. Listen to this because this message is for you. My beloved child, every season has its appointed moment. There are truths that cannot be understood before the heart is prepared to receive them, and now your soulmate's heart has finally reached that place of readiness. They are beginning to recognize that what happened during that sleepless night was never merely about emotion. It became the doorway through which wisdom quietly entered their life. As they continued moving through the days that followed, something unexpected began happening. They started paying closer attention to the people around them. They noticed how quickly many conversations revolved around appearances, temporary success, or impressing others. Suddenly those conversations felt strangely empty. Their heart no longer desired the same things that once seemed so important. Instead, they found themselves longing for honesty, peace, loyalty, and genuine kindness. Every time they thought about those qualities, your face quietly returned to their mind. They remembered how naturally those qualities flowed from your life without ever demanding attention. My beloved child, they finally realized that what attracted their heart was never perfection. It was authenticity. Listen to this because this message is for you. Authentic hearts become unforgettable because they never need to pretend to be extraordinary. They quietly reveal extraordinary character through ordinary moments. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now because another memory unexpectedly surfaced while your soulmate was organizing old belongings. They discovered something simple that reminded them of you. It may have been an old message, a photograph, a handwritten note, or even an object connected to a forgotten memory. As they held it in their hands, time seemed to slow down. They smiled gently, not because they wished to return to the past, but because they finally understood it. They remembered conversations that once seemed ordinary but now revealed hidden depth. They remembered moments when you quietly encouraged them while carrying burdens of your own. They remembered how you celebrated their victories without seeking recognition for your own sacrifices. Tears quietly formed in their eyes because gratitude had finally replaced misunderstanding. My beloved child, gratitude has the remarkable ability to heal places that regret alone never could. Listen to this because this message is for you. Your soulmate also began noticing changes within themselves that surprised them. They became more patient when difficulties appeared. They listened more carefully before responding. They found themselves offering encouragement to people who needed hope. At first they assumed these changes happened naturally, but then they recognized something beautiful. They were slowly becoming the kind of person they admired in you. Without realizing it, your quiet example had continued shaping their heart long after your conversations had ended. My beloved child, the strongest influence often comes from lives that consistently reflect compassion, humility, and integrity rather than from loud words or dramatic moments. Perhaps recently you have continued seeing numbers like 111, 222, 444, or even 888 appearing at meaningful moments. Maybe they seem to appear just as your heart begins searching for reassurance. My beloved child, let these moments simply remind you to remain grateful, patient, and attentive to the growth taking place within your own heart. Do not allow signs to become the center of your attention. Instead, allow peace, wisdom, and compassion to remain the foundation upon which you build your life. The greatest transformation never begins outside of you. It always begins quietly within. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now because one evening your soulmate experienced another unforgettable moment. They were sitting alone watching the sun slowly disappear beneath the horizon when an overwhelming sense of peace surrounded them. It was the very same peace they had felt during that sleepless night, only this time it arrived with clarity instead of confusion. They closed their eyes and quietly whispered, "Thank you." They were no longer thanking me simply for memories. They were thanking me for growth. They realized that every misunderstanding had become a lesson. Every unanswered question had taught patience. Every season of silence had prepared them to recognize what truly mattered. Listen to this because this message is for you. My beloved child, wisdom often arrives disguised as waiting. Those who embrace the waiting eventually discover treasures they never would have recognized otherwise. As darkness covered the sky, your soulmate remembered something you once said. Perhaps it was a simple sentence about hope, forgiveness, or choosing kindness despite disappointment. At the time those words seemed encouraging but ordinary. Now they felt like a guiding light. They realized your words had remained alive inside their heart even when they believed they had forgotten them. That realization humbled them deeply. They understood that genuine kindness leaves echoes that continue speaking long after voices grow quiet. My beloved child, never underestimate the power of gentle words offered with sincerity. They often become someone's strength during seasons you will never witness. Listen to this because this message is for you. While your soulmate has been experiencing this remarkable awakening, I have also been preparing your own heart. There were moments when you wondered whether choosing integrity was worth the cost. You questioned whether remaining compassionate while others misunderstood you had accomplished anything meaningful. My beloved child, I saw every unseen sacrifice. I saw every prayer whispered through tears. I saw every time you chose forgiveness when bitterness seemed easier. Nothing offered in love has ever been forgotten. The seeds planted through quiet faithfulness always produce fruit in their proper season, even if that season arrives much later than expected. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now because your soulmate has finally stopped resisting the truth. They no longer see that unbelievable night as an emotional coincidence. They now recognize it as the beginning of a profound personal transformation. They understand that what kept them awake was not anxiety. It was awakening. It was the realization that peace had always been pointing them toward what truly mattered. They no longer wished to chase temporary excitement. They long for relationships built upon trust, respect, honesty, emotional safety, and unwavering compassion. Every one of those qualities continues reminding them of you. Listen to this because this message is for you. My beloved child, hearts transformed by truth no longer search for what is merely impressive. They search for what is genuine. As another peaceful night arrived, your soulmate looked up at the stars with a calm heart. For the first time in many years they felt completely honest with themselves. They admitted that the unforgettable feeling which interrupted their sleep had also awakened their soul. It helped them recognize how deeply authentic love differs from fleeting emotion. It revealed the quiet beauty of a heart that consistently chooses kindness over pride, patience over haste, and humility over recognition. They smiled because they realized that no matter where life eventually leads, they will never again overlook those qualities in another person. My beloved child, continue walking confidently upon the path I have placed before you. Continue protecting the peace growing within your spirit. Continue choosing kindness without expecting applause. Continue offering grace where anger would seem easier. Never believe your quiet goodness has gone unseen simply because recognition arrived later than you expected. The transformation taking place inside your soulmate is living proof that sincere character continues speaking long after words have ended. The unbelievable feeling that kept them awake has now become the foundation of a completely new understanding. And before this story reaches its final chapter, one more unexpected moment will arrive, one that will confirm beyond every remaining doubt that the sleepless night was not the end of the message. It was the beginning of a journey that forever changed how they understand love, gratitude, inner peace, and the immeasurable beauty of a heart that never stopped choosing compassion. My beloved child, remember this always: the brightest light is rarely the loudest. It is the steady light that continues shining through every season, quietly guiding hearts home when they are finally ready to see.